Hello, my name is Summer Tryman. I'm giving a presentation on the Gikuyu Educational System before European rule. A little bit of background on Gikuyu. It's also known as Kikuyu. It is the most populous ethnic group in Kenya, which is part of Africa, obviously, and there are 5,300,000 Kikuyu people. So the author of this article, which was not stated, I couldn't see, kind of gave two reasons for writing this article. The first one is to give Europeans an understanding of the Gikuyu development from a simple to a more complex structure. The author also said that it's the study of the Gikuyu system of education should reveal to European educationalists how the character of individuals is formed within the family circle, and then within the local group, and then within the whole tribal organization through a course of initiation ceremonies, and it should give them the process of character formation in the routine of Gikuyu life history with its numerous age groupings. So then the second reason for writing the article was the study of the educational systems of other countries has helped other nations understand how those countries work and how they think. But I'm just going to be focusing on the first one today, on the social structures. So education and children. It first begins with birth and it ends with death. They must pass stages of education from each age group. In the article, it said that the parents take the responsibility of educating their children until they reach the stage of tribal education. They aim at instilling into the children what Gikuyu call Otari wo Mosi, or Karera Kia Mosia, namely educating the children in the family or clan tradition. Young children are then taught by their mothers and nurses lullabies, and it's a form of oral tradition. They teach them like ancestry and history and things like that. The article said, at the time when the child begins to learn how to speak, care is taken by the mother to teach the children correct manner of speech and to acquaint him with all important names in the family, past and present. So after passing infancy, parents begin to play equal roles a little bit. It kind of goes back and forth, but in this part, parents begin to play equal roles with the children. The children are then taught how to sit and to walk properly, because having bow legs or like walking with like a gimp are considered ugly, and it's not warrior-like, and all warriors, I guess, are supposed to be handsome. And then it also said in this article that during the childhood there was a ton of freedom, but that's not looked at as a bad thing, because the children imitate all of the adults and the elders while they play. They kind of rehearse everything from the Gikuyu tribes. Boys learn to fight and to run and to wrestle and just to be active. And girls learn from their mothers how to grind corn, to make baskets, and to make clay pots. It said that their games are, in fact, nothing more or less than a rehearsal prior to the performance of the activities, which are the serious business of all the members of the Gikuyu tribe. The little boys indulge in fighting like big boys. Running and wrestling are very common, and the best performer in these activities is marked out for leadership. So I guess from a young age, it kind of the children learn that they need to be strong, and they are rewarded for having like strong and leadership roles, I guess. So then next, after they pass like babyhood and kind of infancy, the parent roles begin to split again. Children, especially the boys, watch their father like till the ground and do agricultural work while they play with a moro, which is a digging stick. That's what the little boys play with. While they are playing around and watching their father, the father then like tests them orally on the names of the plants, fruits, and the uses for everything. They kind of like are instilled from a young age that they need to remember everything orally. So the next, they're taught to be an observer. It is a Gikuyu Mugiro, or a taboo, to actually count animals, which is bad luck. It says that Care is taken to teach the boy how to be a good observer and to reckon things by observation without counting them, or as counting, especially of sheep, goats, or cattle or people, is considered a taboo, which brings ill luck or bad luck to the people or animals counted. So I guess you just need to. It says after that like people can just like look at like a herd of animals and know how many people or how many like animals are there by their size and the type of horns, and they each have certain names. So then after passing babyhood, daughters are taught domestic duties and some agricultural duties. They're taught by their mom at that point. Boys and girls both learn the laws of customs, especially the moral code and general rules of etiquette. And they're again like taught by riddles and other kind of games. The reason why they play all these games and lullabies and riddles is because the children are learning without even realizing it. So they just find that like easier way to teach the children without them being like resilient, I guess. So the next important thing is to stay healthy. To stay healthy. Physical development is important. So these dances that are held provide an opportunity for girls to get out and to stay fit because they don't really have a lot of opportunities. Boys definitely are more active while they fight and wrestle. One of the quotes in my article, which I found interesting, says this. It says, these dances are attended by almost every child in the district. Among the spectators, parents are prominent, the chief interest being to observe the conduct of the children in public dances and to judge how much they have absorbed the things taught by the parents. Very strong criticism is directed at the parents whose children do not behave according to the approved tribal law of conduct. Such parents are considered to have neglected the important task of preparing their children to become worthy members of the community. So I found that kind of interesting that at these dances, like, they're almost going there to prove themselves that they have morals and they have etiquette and they know how to be respectful. Next, they also have health classes to learn some of the taboos. It says in this article that they learn that certain things are not safe, and they're trained to not go into a house where there is smallpox, to not touch the clothes of lepers, nor touch a dead animal or the bones of a dead man. These and countless other prohibitions are part of the instruction in health and body hygiene. So I guess they really just want to stay healthy and strong warriors. So this next part is kind of in terms of age, their progression and how they like can go up to a warrior and then an elder. So the first sign is Gatonia Nodagera na Mato, which is just piercing of the ears. So Nodagera is the piercing of the outer edge of the ears, and that happens when you're 4 to 5 years old. And then Gatonia Mato is the piercing of the lobes. Girls typically get that when they're 6 to 10 years old, and boys get it when they're 10 to 12 years old. The next step in progression is circumcision in youth. When a young man or woman is circumcised, it proves that they are worthy to be a warrior then. In the old days, I guess it used to be between 18 and 20 years old they would be circumcised, but now it's 12 to 16 years old. So I was interested in that because I didn't know that women could be circumcised, but I guess it can happen. So one thing that they say after they prove to be worthy to be a warrior, they say, Waimondo morome wa komenya oora ru na wega. That means you have passed the period of childhood and you cannot behave like this. You are circumcised and you are a man to know right and wrong. And so that's just like a constant reminder to them of how they need to uphold all their standards and their values, and they cannot act like children anymore. They have like come of age, I guess, and they have become men and women. So the last part in terms of progression, age-wise, is marriage. And it said these marriages also have like a high status, and they have many rights and responsibilities that go along with that. After that, though, kind of like the cycle starts all over again. They have the birth of the first child, which then they can be part of all these religious ceremonies, and then there are steps of becoming an elder, which is a really big deal. This article went on at length about how to become an elder and the different kind of elders, and I guess just how to really just be respectful of all these different kind of elders. So that's the next step after being like a warrior, I guess. So my concluding thoughts are that each step of this ladder is marked by a corresponding standard of manners and behaviors, as is evident by kind of what I've talked about. Each like level, each age of life, they have to like pass certain tests to be able to go into the next one, to go up, to go up, to go up, to go up. And so just kind of, it's a ladder. It's a never-ending ladder. And then my last thought was that the Gikuyu people really have to think about things before they do anything. They have to do a lot of observations. They have to really be respectful. I have an interesting quote. It says, "He is taught to think matters over carefully, not to act on the impulse of the moment. It is borne in on him that he must work hard in the garden so that he may get the wherewithal to marry. He is taught to obey parents and older people, to help men and women who are old and feeble and destitute, and to obey the leader elected by the people. He learns in particular how to behave to certain people of his wife's family. He must use special salutation to his mother and sister-in-law. It is worthwhile to mention here that the European educationalists have not realized the importance of this teaching, and the result has been that children who have been taught under European influence have almost forgotten or disregarded the Gikuyu customary law of behavior." So I found that interesting that it's been kind of proven that the children who have been influenced and educated underneath the Europeans totally disregarded and let go of their customs. So yeah, that's my presentation, and I definitely learned a lot, and I hope you all did too. Thank you for listening.